think I'm on. Good afternoon, everybody. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi. Good afternoon. It's good to see you all since Christmas. Did everybody have a good Christmas? Yeah? Is everybody very full of chocolate and treats? And yeah, I'm also very full of chocolates and treats. I think we need some fruit and veg now, but it's really good to see you. I think the last time we were together, we had a nativity, and some of you guys took part in that. Some were angels, some were shepherds. I don't know what other things were there. There's the wise men. Some of the people took part in the nativity. So it's so good to see you today. We are celebrating the birth of Jesus. And now we are going to be talking about, over the next few months, what Jesus said. So some of the stories that Jesus told while he was here on earth. And these stories that Jesus told were called parables. Has anybody ever heard the word parable before? Has anyone heard the word parable before? Well, a parable is a really simple story with a really important message. So it's a simple story with an important message, and that is some of the parables that we'll be talking about. They'll be simple stories, but there's important messages so that we can live as best as we can here today as Christians, as people who love Jesus, and it helps us live God's truth in the world and in action. So today we're going to be talking about the parable of the talents. Now, does anybody watch any talent shows? So does anybody watch Britain's Got Talent? Yeah? Does anybody watch The Masked Singer? Has anybody been watching it? Yeah, everyone likes it. What about The Voice? Has anyone seen The Voice before? Yeah? Or X Factor? Has anyone seen X Factor before? Yeah, so these are all talent shows we see, and we see people coming in and they're comedians who make people laugh. We've got dancers, we've got singers, we've got musicians, we've got actors, we've got all these different people showing their talents. And I wonder, does anybody here, has anyone actually ever been in a talent show? Has anyone ever been in a talent show? No, maybe we have to do a Magheralin and St. Saviour's talent show sometimes and get you all up. So yeah, I have never been in a talent show, but it takes a lot of courage, doesn't it? So when we watch people like The Masked Singer or people in Britain's Got Talent, we think they must have so much courage to get up on the stage and to show their talent. And today we're going to be talking about having that courage to use our talents for God, to use what God has given us. And whenever I looked up different talents, you might be able to do a few of these. So these are different party tricks, different talents that different people can do. So if you can do this talent, you just stick your hand up. So can anybody roll their tongue? Can anybody roll their tongue? Yeah, we've got some tongue rollers here. What about doing a cartwheel? Some gymnastics. Can anybody do a cartwheel? Yes, you can do a cartwheel. What about the robot dance move? Can anybody do the robot? Yeah, you got a robot. What about shuffling a deck of cards? People who can shuffle really well and really fast? No, I'm not very good at that either. What about peeling an orange in one piece? Apparently this is, so can you do, peeling an orange in one piece, apparently this is doable. I did not know that. It usually gets messy and in my fingers. So what about keepy uppies with football? Can anybody get a ball and keep it up with their foot? Yeah, we got some keepy uppies. What about juggling? Can anybody juggle? No? I can do about 2, but I don't think that's really worth juggling. What about the moonwalk? Can anybody do the moonwalk? Yeah, we got some moonwalk. What about saying the alphabet backwards? So from Z to A, can anybody do that? No. What about doing a handstand? Can anyone do a handstand? That's a really difficult one. You can do it. And some people can touch the tip of their tongue with the top of their nose. So if you can touch the tip of your tongue with the top of your nose, I'm not sure. And some people, can anybody do a Rubik's Cube? So you see the wee Rubik's Cube there? Can you do it? It's really impressive. I think it is probably one of the most impressive talents to do the Rubik's Cube. So these are all different talents. And throughout this afternoon, I want you to think about, what is my talent? What are some of the things that I am good at? What am I good at? What are the things that I do well at? Do you really enjoy sport? Are you maybe someone who is really funny? You can make people laugh. Maybe you're someone who, when someone's shy, you're really good at making them feel welcome and loved. Maybe you're just chatty and you help people that way. Maybe you do some of these. Maybe you can do a cartwheel. Maybe you're really active. So what are some of the talents that you have? You just keep that in your head as we're going through today. And to start off with our worship song, we are going to sing a song called My Lighthouse. Has anyone heard it before? My Lighthouse. So if you know the actions, you do it along whenever Billy's playing. So we're going to open up with My Lighthouse.
I have a really big talent. It's telling jokes. And I'll tell you my favorite joke that I've heard recently is, what kind of trainers do chickens wear? Bucks. Golden buzzer. Awesome. One of the things that I love about worship is actually we don't need to be good at singing. We don't have to be good at dancing. We don't have to be good at playing guitar. We just need to make ourselves available. So why don't we stand? If you're at home watching, why don't you stand and let's have some fun while we sing My Lighthouse. In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence you won't let go. In the questions your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me, oh, safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, out in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Far before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe
if you'd like to take your seats. So we're going to have a memory verse. So we've got a verse for you that hopefully by the end of today you will remember. And that's my job to make you remember it. So hopefully I can remember it myself. And this memory verse goes like this. It's Colossians 3, verse 23. And it says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as with working for the Lord. As working for the Lord. Yeah, that's it. I remembered it quite well. Wow, fantastic. So that's easy. So first of all, I want you to use your imaginations for this. There's not going to be props. Your prop is going to be your mind, where I'm going to help you remember it by just imagining things. So we're going to look over here. I'm going to walk over here and imagine that there is an elephant here. A massive elephant, a colossal elephant. In fact, there's 3 colossal elephants. Can you see them in your mind's eye? They're bigger than the ceiling. They've got massive trunks. They're grey. They've got big ears. There's 3 of them. Okay, 3 colossal elephants. But then, if you look a bit more behind them, there's 23 other colossal elephants. Okay. Colossal elephants, 3 of them, and then behind them there's 23 massive colossal elephants. They might, when they move, they're like earthquake. Okay, then over here, can you see some question marks coming up? Whatever you do. So think about baking. If you're good at baking, or if you're arty, or school stuff, just think question marks, just bouncing around everywhere, bouncing around. So we've got over here, remember? 3 colossal elephants and 23 behind them, because it's from Colossians. And then we've got question marks. Whatever you do, whether it's baking or arty stuff, whatever you do. And then over here, there's a workman, and he's working. Work at it. So we've got over here, remember? You've got 3 colossal elephants and 23 colossal elephants behind them. Loads of question marks bouncing. Whatever you do, is it baking? Is it being arty? Work at it. Next one. Imagine Amy standing here with lots of balloons, heart balloons, lots and lots of them, and they're all like floating up, and she's like, whoa, and it's taking her up into the air. Lots of heart balloons. With all your heart. God, this is so. We've got 3 colossal elephants and 23 other ones behind them. Colossians 3:23. Lots of question marks bouncing around. Whatever you do. Is it baking? Work at it. Amy, with lots of heart balloons, all kind of lifting her up. With all your heart, as working. Got to go back to the elephants now. 3 colossal elephants. And 23 of them behind them. That's Colossians 3:23. Question marks bouncing around everywhere. Whatever you do, whether it's baking or arty or school or stuff, work at it. It's Amy with lots of balloons hearts. With all your heart. As working for the Lord. And the Lord is the last one. That's a difficult one. But John in the Bible, in the last book of the Bible, he had this vision of Jesus. And he said his face was shining like the sun. So I want you to put some sunglasses on. Okay? Sunglasses on. Right. As for the Lord. As you're seeing the Lord. Let's one last time then. Here we go. See if you can remember it. Colossians 3:23. Because there's 3 colossal elephants with 23 behind. Question marks bouncing everywhere. Whatever you do, is it baking? Work at it with all your heart. With all your heart. as working, sunglasses on, as for the Lord. So Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord. Thank you.
Well done, Paul. I think your talent is running, like going in all directions. That was good, especially after all the Christmas food we've all had. So hopefully you can remember that memory verse today. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. And so today we are going to hear a little bit about that. So like how to do everything you can for God. And we're talking about the parable of the talents. And does anyone remember what a parable is? It's a, what do you think? Yeah, it's a really simple story with an important meaning. Well done. So it's a story with an important meaning. And so we're going to hear the story of the parable of the talents. And there's going to be a really important message for each of us so that we can be the best that we can for God on the earth today. So the story goes, there was a very rich man. Now, when I talk about the rich man, I want you to imagine someone with a long robe. Maybe he has jewels on it. He has a massive house. He has a big garden. He's a very rich man. And he has all of this money. And so the rich man is going off. He's traveling for work. And he's leaving his home. And he thinks to himself, I have all this money. What will I do with my money? And so he thinks, I know what I'll do. I'll leave 3 people in charge of my money. So he chooses 3 servants to look after his money. Now, can I have 3 volunteers? But we're going to need, okay, well, the first one, if you can come here. So you come here. Just this one, and then you can go, you can wait here then. Okay, so if you come here, and then if you come closer to here, the center over here, can you come over here for me? Yep, right here. And we need one more. Do you want to come up? So then you come over here. So we're going to be nice and socially distanced. And so this rich man, he has money. Now, I have some chocolate coins, but we're going to pretend that this is real money. And so you're going to be servant 1, you're going to be servant 2, and you're going to be servant 3. And the rich man says, I will leave 5 chocolate coins. You might need to hold your hands out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to leave you. Oh! I'm going to leave you in charge of 5 chocolate coins. If you need to set them down, you can. And then I am going to put you in charge of 2 chocolate coins. And I am going to put you in charge of 1 chocolate coin. So he leaves 5 chocolate coins, 2 chocolate coins, and 1 chocolate coin. So he says, I am trusting you to look after these until I come back. So the rich man, he gets on his horse, he rides off, and he does his travel elsewhere. So he's off, he's doing some work, and in this time, his 3 servants, so the one who had 5 gold coins, and 2 gold coins, and 1 gold coin, so the one with 5 gold coins, he puts his money to work. He says, I'm going to look after what you have given me, and I'm going to use what you have given me. And so he works hard, he's wise with his money, and guess what? He doesn't just have 5 chocolate coins, he makes even more. He ends up with another 5. So how many do you think that is? If he has another, how many? 10. So he has 10 gold coins now. And then the second servant with 2 gold coins, he says, I'm going to work just as much as the other servant as well, and I'm going to take care of what my master has given me. So he puts his money to work, and guess what happens to him? He actually gains 2 more as well. So he has now 4 gold bags of coins. And then what happened to the final servant? This isn't you, because I know that you would look after your chocolate coins. But the last servant, he was so afraid of making a mistake. He said, well, what happens if I use these coins and then, I make a mistake and then I lose all the money? Or what happens if I need my money someday and I could use that money for myself at some point? So he panics, and you know what he does? He builds a hole, he digs a hole in the ground, and he gets his bag of coins and he throws it into the hole. And he puts the soil on top of it, and he says, it'll stay safe under the ground. I'll not use it. I'll just keep it there. And so the rich man in his robe, in his jewels, on his horse, he comes home and he says, okay, my 3 servants come to me. What did you do with the coins that I brought you? And so the servant with 10 gold coins, he comes forward and he says, Master, you gave me 5 gold coins. I worked hard, I took care of your money, and I chose the wisest way to use it. And I have doubled what you have given me. I have 10 coins now to give you back. And the master was so filled with joy, and he said, well done, good and faithful servant. And he blessed him. He blessed him even more than what he had. He didn't just have 10 gold coins. He had more than he could imagine. The master blessed him so much because he said, you took care of what I had given you. Now, he gets to the second servant, and the second servant says, I worked hard, I used your money wisely, and I used what you had given me, and you gave me 2 bags of coins, and I bring you back 4 bags of coins because I used your coins wisely. And the master says, I am so pleased, well done, good and faithful servant. And he blessed him as well. He blessed him more than he could ever imagine. And then he came to the last servant. And the last servant, do you want to just show how many you have? You've got the 1. So he had 1 bag left. And he came forward and he said, Master, I was so scared that you were going to be angry at me. I was so worried of people laughing at me. I was so worried that something would happen and I would have no money, that I dug a hole in the ground, I put your money in it, and I still have 1 bag. And the master began to get very cross because he said, I trusted you with this money and I wanted you to use it so that you could make more, so that you would take care of what I had given you. And so he was cross, and he actually said, you can't work for me anymore, I don't trust you. So he had to go off, and the 2 other servants were greatly blessed. And that is the end of our simple story. Can we give a big clap for 3 of our volunteers? And we're going to, because you took part, you can keep 1, and you can keep 1 as well, and you're going to get more at the end. So you can keep 1 as well, and then you can keep 1 as well. Thank you. Can we give a big clap for them? You'll get 1 as well at the end. Everyone's going to get some gold coins at the end. Don't we worry. So that is the story. Now, we said that a parable is a simple story. Was that a simple story, do you think? No, it was a wee bit complicated, was it? So, well, it was a story, wasn't it? So we had 3 servants looking after a rich man's money. And the 3 of them chose to use it very differently, didn't they? One didn't use anything that he was given, and he lost his master's trust. Now, we also said it was a simple story with an important message. And so when Jesus told this story, he was saying that you and I, we're like these servants. And instead of the money, we're thinking about everything that God has given us. So we're thinking of our time, we're thinking of our friends and family, we're thinking of the things that we're good at, our talents, the things that we do well, our passions, the things that we enjoy doing. And we're also thinking of our money, definitely, as well. We're thinking about how we use our money. And so Jesus was saying, just like these servants, whatever I give you, whatever I put into your hands, I want you to use. That is what Jesus was saying. I want you to be like the 2 servants that worked hard, they spent their time wisely, they spent their money wisely, they spent maybe even the things that they were good at wisely. And I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be, in fear that you might be laughed at or that you might make a mistake, because I trust you with this money. And for each one of us, every person sitting in this room today in the rows, you have things that God has given you. And he is saying, in your life, I want you to use what I have given you. And I don't want you to hide it away or bury it. I want you to use what I have given you. And in a bit, we're about to sing a song called Shine. And when we use the things that God has given us, our time, our money, and our talents, we shine. We show the world who Jesus is. And you know what? Just like that master blessed the 2 servants, God blesses us more than we can imagine. And I'm going to ask a person to come up here today, and you know her, you've seen her around, and she uses her talents as well. She uses her talents here at church. She uses her talents with her friends at university, and we're going to hear a bit about how she learned how to find her talent and how she uses it today. So can everyone give a clap for Hannah Tree? Did you want to just use this? Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah. Got it? Yeah, so Hannah is great at singing. Hannah loves to sing. God's given her a talent for singing, for music, for playing the piano. And has everybody seen Hannah playing the piano? So Hannah has this talent. Now, Hannah, when was the first time you played a piano or sung in front of other people?
Well, so my mum both my parents are very musical, but my mum first sent me to piano lessons, I think when I was only 7 or 8. So I was really young, I was just a little girl, and she sent me off to learn instruments and learn how to do music and learn sing. So I started playing the piano first when I was 8. But I think the first time I probably maybe sort of played in front of a few people or started singing was probably in school. So I always did school choirs. I loved to sing in school. But I think the first time I ever played in church, I think I was maybe sort of 12 or 13. And I started singing in church, and I started maybe playing a few instruments. So that was probably the first time where I actually started playing in front of other people, probably around 13. But I've always played instruments since I was a little girl.
So you were very young. You were is anybody 7 in here? Anybody 7? Anybody 6 or 8? Around that, yeah?
Yeah.
So Hannah just started when she was 7, just your age. And Hannah, were you ever scared? Did you ever make a mistake? Did you ever feel worried about using your talent?
So definitely made a lot of mistakes, and there's been a lot of wrong notes sang and played multiple times. But even the first time where I actually sort of started leading, when I was maybe sort of 16 in churches, I always used to get really nervous that I actually felt sick. I was so scared that I used to feel sick before, and I used to get really scared. So when I first started, I was always really scared. I was scared of what other people might say, about what other people might think. So when I first started, showing my talent to other people, I used to get really scared and nervous. Yeah, and I've made a lot of mistakes. There's been times at my uni church in Belfast, there's times where I was playing a song when we first started, when I was leading, and I didn't realise that my piano wasn't plugged in for about the first minute and a half of a song. So there's been a lot of funny stories, a lot of mistakes, but we all make mistakes at times, and that's something to remember, especially when it's talents that God's given us, we'll still make mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like sometimes we make mistakes whenever we, step out and take a risk. Even actually, I find as well, even sometimes giving our money away can feel scary, and we don't know where it's going, we don't know what's going to happen. So sometimes using what God has given us can be scary like this. But what I really want to end with Hannah is, how do you feel when you're doing your talent? So the things that scare you, all of us sometimes feel scared to do something, but when we're doing it for God, there's something special that happens whenever we do something for God, even though we're scared, isn't there?
Yeah, so I love music, so whenever I'm maybe listening to worship music, or I'm playing, or I'm singing, or even if I'm just in church and I'm singing along, I think I always feel really connected to God, because I think when God sees us using our talent, that's us blessing other people, and that's us being able to use our talents for other people. And there's even been lots of times where I've been leading worship and I feel really connected to God, and especially in where I live, in university in Belfast, there's been lots of times where I've been leading worship, and maybe other people at the end, they've come up to me and they've said, oh, that song that you sang, or maybe that piece of scripture that you shared or what you spoke, that really helped them or really resonated with them. So that's a really good encouragement that whenever we're using our talents for God, it actually can bless other people too. So sometimes maybe if I'm starting to doubt myself, or even if other people are doubting me and I feel like someone's told me I'm not very good at, playing, or sometimes, so whenever I'm doubting myself, it's always really good to remember that God actually wants us to use our talents, and he wants us to bless other people, because he is so happy whenever we're using them. And sometimes I'll feel so much more, connected, and I'll really feel like God is with me whenever I'm singing or playing, and it can actually help other people as well.
Thank you, Hannah. Can everyone give Hannah a clap? Thank you, Hannah. So it's amazing just to hear how when we use what God has given us, so God's given Hannah a great voice and she loves playing piano, and even though she's scared, she does it and she gives that away to people, and she uses it to God, and God blesses that. So we're going to pray a little bit later on that each of us can use our talents, use what God's given us, and so that we can not only bless others and worship God, but so that we can actually receive all that God wants to give us, all the blessing that he wants to give us, especially just being close to him and knowing him really well. So we're going to sing now, Shine, and we're going to think about our talents, we're going to think about our time, and we're going to be singing this song thinking, I want to shine for you in all the stuff that you have given us. So let's sing Shine, and you can do the actions if you know the actions as well.
Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. We'll sing that again. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. You know me, you love me, you fill me, so send me. You know me, you love me, you fill me, so send me to shine. From the inside out, the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, the world will see you live in me. Know me, love me, fill me, send 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 me. To shine to the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Know me, love me, fill me, send 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 me. To shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Know me, love me, fill me, send 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 me to shine.
Okay, so we're going to end with a really simple prayer today. So we've been talking about our talents. We've been talking about everything that God has put into our hands. And we heard a story about the 3 servants, and one buried his talent. He buried what was given to him, and he hid it away. And we're saying we don't want to hide away the stuff that God has given us. We want to use it. We want to be wise, and we want to use everything that God has given us while we're here. And so we're going to end with a simple prayer. So I want everybody to put your hands out. If everybody can put your hands out in front of you. Now, you just think about everything that God has given you, your time, your friends, and your family, and think about, what are the things that I'm good at? What am I really good at? Because every person in here, God has made and created with talents, with things that you are good at. So think about those things today as we pray, and we're going to say, we're giving this to you, God. We're giving all of our talent to you. So let's pray with our hands out. God, thank you for everything you have given us. Thank you for our time, our money, and the things that we are good at. Thank you for creating and making each one of us with talents and gifts. We want to use our talents to worship you. Help us trust you so we are not too scared to use our talents. Help us so that we don't hide them or bury them away. Help us be brave and courageous and use what you have given us to worship you. Amen. Amen. So thank yous for coming. Thank yous for just hearing about the different talents. And just this week, we are actually going to all go away with a bag of coins. And you might want to eat one a day if you can get the temptation not to eat the whole bag. But if you even ate, that's a challenge, isn't it? If you tried maybe eating one coin a day, and every day think, what am I doing for God today? What else could I do to bless God? Because when we bless God, when we give our talents to Him, and when we use our time wisely, God blesses us. So every day as we eat our coins, think about that story of the 3 servants. We'll not hide our coins away, but we're going to use them for God, and we're going to bless God as well. So each one of you can pick up a wee bag of gold coins just at the door beside the hand sanitizer as we're going out today. And we're going to end with a song called Every Move I Make, and it's going to be on the screen. And they have actions, so I want to see the best actions. I want to see the loudest singing as you can as we end the day and just sing Every Move I Make. And would love to see you back again at our next family service at the end of February. So it's great to see you, and I hope to see you all again. Thanks for coming. And don't forget your bag of chocolates. Adults can take one as well. So we'll sing now, and we'll stand together before we leave and we go out this wee door. So it'll be on the screen for everybody. You know this song? Billy's going to use his talent now to help us sing this song. You can sing live if you want to.
I forget the accent. Oh, yes. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Jesus. Every step I take, I think in you. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Jesus. Every step I take in you. Waves of mercy, waves of grace. Every I look, I see your face, your love has captured me. Oh my God, this love, what can it be? Na 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 na. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Jesus. Every step I take, I'm taking you. Every move I make, I'm making you. You make me move, Jesus. Every step I take, I'm taking you. And waves of mercy, waves of grace, everywhere I look, I see your face. Your love has captured me. Oh my God, this love, what can it be? Na 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 na.